Hi beautiful people, my name is Karen Jusa and this right here is Unfinished, where we get to finish unfinished business. Today's topic is vile tu tuko kwa barabara tunaongelea kuhusu traffic congestion. We have ideas and solutions and we want to bring them out. And where else to do it? Here on Unfinished. Remember, your opinion counts, so head over to our Facebook page na ulike your page na of course contribute kama show inaendelea. Karibu. The Kenya Urban Roads Authority has started its implementation of the new intelligent traffic management system. Here goes our first question. Do you think a new traffic management system will help solve or help decongest Nairobi or help decongest the city?
To solve the traffic system, motorists themselves need to be disciplined enough to follow the traffic rules, because the systems work. It's the motorists that need to cultivate the discipline to follow the rules, same as well as pedestrians. But the system is working.
I think maybe intelligent traffic management system is going to work. Maybe because if, for example, if you are in Nairobi, if you use intelligent system, like you will monitor where there is heavy traffic, how the flow of the vehicle is coming from, whichever the direction is coming from, so that with that one you can be able to even to inform maybe the central area to identify which route they can use, so that we can have a smooth flow.
We have the traffic management in terms of the police themselves. They usually control the jam. In the absence, of course, you will see there will be a lot of jam, but because jam is always caused by the lack of who control the jam per se. But in the presence of the police, I think they will control the jam. But again, there are things here we don't mention. The accident. Sometimes we usually, in a minor accident, we usually have a huge jam. So I don't know how that one will be also addressed, because it can be jam, but it is something that usually happens rare, not everyday thing. I think with the police it's also okay, but again I've seen expressway all over, so I think it can control the jam. But I know the vast majority of Kenya are complaining that is quite expensive. But if you do your calculation in the sense where sometimes if you're stuck in jam and the petrol you are consuming in that jam is much more than if you use the expressway, which here will be 300 shillings, that's Kenyan shillings. So I think with the expressway and the police themselves manning the roundabout, I think we are good to go.
Mostly us as drivers and passengers and pedestrians, we usually do not follow the traffic rules. So if we bring another management, if ourselves we cannot follow the rules, then I don't think it's possible for it to solve the traffic problems. I think it has to start with us.
Hiyo haiwezi saidia. Kwanza unajua opportunities za job kwa makarao kwanza zitatoka. Unaona? Alafu bado hiyo inaweza kama story mingi, mpaka wale wasio wanauza gazeti wanaweza kosa job hapo, unaona? Wasio wengi sana mahoka wa road wanaweza kosa job, unaona? Pia inafidiki poa karao kwa msiku wa karao, nao inafidiki poa karao kwa mka kila siku, hata hakuna opportunity nyingine atumi pahali, lakini ako kwa hustle ya move magari na staff, unaona? Alafu tena ndogo waleta hizo makamera, unajua bado Kenya si enda pole, usikie tena hazifanyi job tena ama zimechukuliwa bado, unaona?
At the moment there is a big problem in the streets, because cars and other vehicles are left to peter through the streets. Yeah, so I think there's a plan that needs to be made, an integrated process, which we need to decongest the streets by probably setting up sub stages away from the main city. Let's say we avoid letting vehicles to get into the central station, and probably we need to have an organized way of doing things. We need to incorporate all stakeholders, not only the politicians, because I think the problem is usually affected by the political intolerant politicians who don't allow other people who have ideas to bring those ideas on board. For example, me, I could also be able to solve such a problem. But because I've not been given such a chance to showcase my skills, then that problem remains to be a big problem.
It will solve because there's lack of control over the vehicles around the CBD, and I think it will work best.
To set a ground aside, tuweke magari zetu pale, like you see like Nakuru the way they do. Unapata gari zao ziko outside the city, and that's unapata city is very clean in a way that there's no congestions. Unapata like in streets zao they are very clean. Unapata hawkers wana interact vizuri na their clients. Unapata so many business zinaenda vizuri sana. So that your idea is not making sense at all. Yeah, I don't think so.
If we're moving the entire thing into a system, kind of, as you know, systems will eradicate any human error.
Maybe if we create more roads or tunnels, like unaona kwa barabara zetu kuna barabara okay kama Jogoo Road, we can create some tunnels, some hapo railway. Unaona railway ikipita chini, like maybe barabara nyingine inapita chini. Tuka hiyo.
Wakikama up na good plan yenye watakuwa like wana manage magari. Unajua like say polisi unaweza pata like ako peke yake kwa barabara, unaona? So like wakikuja hapo na system fulani waseme hilo tutakuwa tunatumia ku solve traffic jam, it's okay because one police managing over 1,000 cars. So now it's tiresome, yeah. Main cause ya jam. Tuseme mali kuna roundabouts. I think when I take long juu like polisi kwanza anasimamisha
zisaidia sana because even though hata kama wataka those they will set those rules or the whatever, I don't see it to work as per now. Yeah, because Nairobi actually Nairobi is very congested. For example, there was a certain research was done. Nairobi is among the most congested cities in Africa actually. So according to me, I don't see kama itasaidia.
Indeed, this new system of traffic management will help us decongest the city. In what ways? If we have intelligent cameras set up around this roundabout, monitoring ni wapi kuna traffic heavy, okay? Alafu juu kuna traffic lights, na waki-set up traffic lights zenye ziko connected to this control room ama control center, they can be able to at least warush timing. So kama imezoea kuwekwa 10 seconds ati ndio the green light itokeleze, at least when I reduce to at least 3 or 5 seconds, then they can be able to release magari haraka and people can be able to move quickly. At least hapo kutakuwa na decongestion. All right, so I believe this new system is going to work. Plus police, of course, because wakikosa hiyo job, my guys, we don't know. So of course wakwe na hiyo traffic, wana control traffic physically, na of course kukwe na hizo controls, hiyo control center, na of course cameras zenye zina monitor the movement of the traffic. Right, let's head over to our second question, and we want to know from you guys, what do you think is the root cause for traffic here in the city?
I think the first problem is the drivers themselves. They need to follow the road rules. And number 2, I think the increase of vehicles, purchased vehicles, also brings in traffic. We find that many people right now are buying more vehicles, and of course if more vehicles are bought, then it will result to more traffic.
The absence of the police within the CBD and mostly the roundabouts. We usually have many roundabouts, so if we can try a way to meet the roundabout, because the jam occurs in the roundabout. Yeah, that's why they will have to stop, and then the bus will release. So that should of course definitely do the jam. And those sometimes usually overtake in a wrong way, and the accident also do that. Yeah, so that's why I think those are a few things that usually may cause jam in the CBD. And again, I mean, dropping, they are mad and so on, who have a tendency of usually they are picking or dropping the passengers where it's not supposed to be. So by doing so, they are causing a lot of traffic within the CBD.
The lack of control over the vehicles and the lack of more terminals where the vehicles can be located. Again, I think there's the issue of campaign whereby a lot of vehicles around the towns doing campaign, maybe the root cause.
Most traffic jams are mostly caused by uncalculated roundabouts, the placement.
Kila mtu akona gari na unapata commuters wanatumia hakuna hawa watu wanatumia magari za kwenda maybe you see like hawa watu wana commute, unapata kila mtu akona gari, so personals ndizo mob sana Nairobi. So unapata streets za Nairobi kuna personals zimeegeshwa kila mahali, alafu then unapata kama kwa highways kuna hizo nini, kuna hizo jam na all that. So hiyo sidhani kana inawezaisha.
If someone parked at the right place, or if someone put what do you call those signs, the triangle signs, if someone put them behind the reflectors, if someone put them behind the car, or if someone actually followed the rules, we wouldn't have these small traffic issues, because it's indisciplined motorists that cause this traffic issue.
There are a lot of the vehicles, the number of vehicles. I love the stages where these guys, the matatus, maybe when they come to CBD, they cause a lot of congestion around.
Nairobi is congested. Most people, kuna watu wengi sana. So like pia Manganya, Manduthi. So like wangekuwa na one transport system in CBD, maybe ingesaidia. Na hizi barabara zingine unaona vile walitengeneza barabara ya kupitisha malori outside CBD. Yeah, they can like using hizi matatu ziko zinapita outside, then CBD tuko sawa. Inaweza kuwa much better.
Mali kuna roundabouts, I think when take long juu like polisi kwanza anasimamisha magari zinatoka inside, hizo zinapita, take like 5 minutes, after 5 minutes anasimamisha hizo, anachukua tena zenye zinatoka inside anaziambia zipite hivyo, and then again passengers, I see passengers, pedestrians wanapita, wana cross barabara mali hakuna zebra crossing, unaona pia wana cause congestion.
You find like for example, you find there is an accident that have occurred, so they are not come and pick like those, tuseme gari imepata ajali, then wawezi kuja kuitoa in advance, so you find that inakaa hapo inakawia. You find like traffic jam started from there. Yeah, you find traffic inaanzia hapo hivyo. Yeah.
Nairobi is the second most congested city in Africa and the fourth around the world. Now, what do you think causes congestion or traffic congestion around the city? Number one, rogue drivers who do not respect or follow the traffic rules. Wanapita tu, they see a green light, they just cross. There's no difference between the red, the green, and the orange. They just know it's time to go. Right. Number two, pedestrians who do not use designated areas to cross the road. Watu wanapita tu barabara at any point. Of course, we have these footbridges that have been set up, but people still do not use them. Number three, pick-up points and drop-off points, unnecessary pick-up points and drop-off points. That is why, if you continue watching this show, we shall deal with that second question. But for now, let's take a short break. We will be back with 2 more questions.